Hello, friends. How are you? Welcome. This is Top 3 at 3. My name's Ruel Gaviola, and I appreciate you stopping by today. This is a semi-regular show that I started doing, I think it was like last month or maybe 2 months ago. It's all big blur, right? So done. This is episode number 9, and this is season 1. So we have another episode on Friday with a special guest, and that'll be the end of season 1. But don't worry, season 2 will be back the following week. So excited to be here today, and I've got a great guest, and you probably know her. We share a lot of our same audience. They've been very supportive of what I'm doing here, and I actually mean my family, and I cannot thank them enough for all the support. I love Girls Game Shelf. It's one of my favorite communities online for board gaming. It's so welcoming and so inclusive, and I have the pleasure of talking to Anna Maria Jackson Phelps of Girls Game Shelf today, and I just want to shout out Amanda Panda, the Panda Angel. She is the Amanda Raider. So please keep your chat PG-13, my friends. And I want to say hi to everyone watching right now. I see a lot of the usual fan band. I always appreciate you hanging out. Book of Nerds, Victor, and hey, Michelle's there too. My wife is there. Joel, hey, how are you, my friend? Sore Winner's there. And the comments are just scrolling by super fast for me. I can't read that fast. Twin Flower, much love to you, my friend. And yeah, so we're going to be talking about Anna Maria's journey into modern board gaming, and then we're going to share our top 3 lists. I'm super excited about this one because this is a topic that is very near and dear to all of us right now as we deal with the current normal. It is going to be the top 3 stay-at-home games on our list, and we have a couple of honorable mentions too. So I'm excited to see what Anna Maria has on her list. Dutch Yoda, thanks for joining us, my friend. Appreciate it. So, friends, without further ado, let me talk a little bit about our special guest today. Anna Maria is editor of the Girls Game Shelf website. When she's not gaming or writing, you can find her reading, painting, or searching for the best food truck in Metro DC. She's also a tabletop industry marketing consultant and the social media manager for Pencil First Games. So, friends, without further ado, let me bring on Anna Maria Jackson Phelps. And there she is. Hi, Anna Maria.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good.
Right.
That's like a buildup. Like,
I've told you this before, and I can't say it enough, but I really do appreciate everything that you do for the board gaming community as a whole, and also the Girls Game Shelf community is awesome. You know, I mean, I'm a proud supporter of it, and you all have returned the love to me as well. So thank you so much for everything you do.
well, thank you for having me on. I'm kind of fangirling a little bit, honestly, being on your show. Yeah, so I'm just like, Ruel, did you talk to the right person to ask? So, I wasn't gonna let it go though. Even if you were like, no, I meant to email somebody else. I was like, no, you got me now.
You're fine. Okay, so I'll fanboy, you fangirl. It's all good. We're
mutual fans.
Yes, mutual fans for sure. And you're busy today. I saw you streamed earlier. You're streaming now. You're gonna stream tonight. I mean, wow, what a busy day. Is that like a typical day for you as far as streaming goes?
It's been getting a lot busier lately. Between our Twitch stream has had pretty phenomenal growth over the last couple of months because everybody's at home, so they're just like, who's on Twitch right now?
Right.
You know, and plus we've got so many really dynamic women who are now involved with Girls Game Shelf. So everybody's Kaylee's streaming RPGs, Monique's doing these amazing voices as she does like video games online. Like, so yeah, I feel like we're all over the place, but it's so good.
Yeah, I agree. And I love that the last I don't know if it was the last one, is recently you did that Bits and Bobs thing for YouTube, which, I mean, to see Emma Larkins and then the Cardboard Kid and everyone else, like, that just blew me away. I was like, oh my gosh, so many amazing creators out there, and for you to be able to provide that space for them, it's a testament to your hard work and abilities.
Thank you. I'm looking, the next Bits and Bobs are going to have double the amount of people participating, so I am on fire. It's just a really fun opportunity to get creators talking. A lot of times as creators, we always talk about, you know, the games that we like for this reason, or we're doing a review, or we're doing kind of very similar things. This gives, I think, creators an opportunity, and creatives really throughout the space, not just like content creators, but designers or publishers or whoever, the opportunity to focus on something that may be small, but that they really, really love in the industry. I love that Monica Paprocki did a makeup tutorial for board games. What even is that? But she is the bomb at that kind of thing, and it was fantastic to see it. So it's a really cool thing.
Yeah. Sorewinner has a comment real quick. What's Bits and Bobs? Is that Bits and Bobs? Correct?
Bits and Boys. I like that too. That's so funny. Hey, so it is basically it's like a compilation show where we have a number of creators, some of the women in Girls Game Shelf, some women really, I mean, from all facets of the industry. And they come on in about for 2 to 4 minutes. They just do a video on whatever they're feeling passionate about in the space at this time. Crystal did one on Crystal Paisano from Dice Tower, did one on what is a real gamer. Emma talked about game design. I mean, we just had all sorts of the Cardboard Kid. Man, I want to grow up and be the Cardboard Kid.
It's me too.
Right?
She is amazing. Yeah, I think I met her at Dice Tower West, and that's where I met you as well back way back in March, right? Yeah. She's 10 years old and she's like totally crushing it, like absolutely crushing. So kudos to her. Yeah, Cardboard Kid. When you watch, or if you watch this replay, we are big fans of yours. So keep doing the thing you do. Yes. Let's back up though, Anna Maria, just a little bit. Let's talk about your journey into modern board games. Growing up as a kid, did you play, the classics, as we call them, Clue, Monopoly, Risk, etc.?
I was obsessed with Cluedo as a kid, to the point that most of my family would no longer play with me. Like it was
really? Yeah. Were you like really intense with your note taking and everything?
Oh yeah. And if somebody accidentally showed someone the wrong card or something, I would back up turns and be like, "Well, actually, you." And no, I was obnoxious. I was probably like 7, and people were like, "No, that's too much." Nice. So, and with modern board gaming, I think about a dozen years ago, my brother-in-law and sister, who lived in Belgium at the time, brought back a copy of Ticket to Ride Europe, and that was my first game that wasn't Monopoly. It wasn't an old Hasbro or Parker Brothers title. And I was hooked. I was just like, wow, this complexity in a board game. I'd been playing video games for years at that point, partially because I wanted that kind of, that challenge. And to start to see that back on the tabletop again, oh yeah, that lit a fire.
That's cool. And now before that, did you have like family game nights up until then, or like, with friends or whatever? Were you playing, Risk or Clue with them as well, or?
Not for a while. So, I played a ton as a child. But once I played in college, we played a lot of Avalon Hill games. So I guess that was borderline, because those were really kind of for an intense sort of geek at that
Absolutely, time. Yeah. What were you playing from Avalon Hill? Were you playing like Squad Leader and stuff?
Tigris and Euphrates and stuff like that. So and we would leave the board game set up in the table of the house we all shared, and like you'd come in, you'd take your turn, and you'd leave, and then you'd come back and maybe it was your turn again. So yeah, we were intense, but not for years in between that, especially because after college I was momming, and working, so it was harder to get together with folks who weren't online. So that's when I moved into video gaming. But yeah, moving into modern games like brought me back to the tabletop, which was huge.
Yeah, awesome. So Ticket to Ride Europe, and then where do you go from there? So you fall in love with Ticket to Ride Europe. Are you still playing video games at this point? Or are you starting to seek out some of these Euro games, as they were called?
I was still playing video games pretty heavily at the time, and that would go on for a couple more years. But I started, so then I went like the whole Days of Wonder route, and I was like Mystery Express, because Mystery Express really, if Ticket to Ride opened the door, Mystery Express like kicked that puppy in and came and like dragged me out. Like
I've never played Mystery Express. What is Mystery Express?
It's Clue for adults. So you're on a train. Okay. You're trying to figure out the murder is, but there's 2 sets of the cards. Well, only one of them's missing, and they trade out between the players throughout the game. So you have to only see something once, but you don't know who you've seen it. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Wow.
Like I would build spreadsheets and like mark it, turn into a kid again. Really
nice.
Really good. Really good.
I don't think. Yeah. So that's also a Days of Wonder game then. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've never heard of that. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you're continuing to play, all these modern games, and how does that lead you into content creation and also becoming the social media marketing person as well? Like how do you make that transition?
We went to, my partner and I went to a convention. It was just kind of a general geekery kind of convention. It's here in the DC area called Awesome Con. And they had a panel of women in popular media. And they talked about movies, they talked about TV, and someone from the audience asked about games. And unfortunately, no one on the panel really knew the answer, and I did. So, of course, I said something. Well, I raised my hand. I was polite about it. I was like, hey, I knew the answer. So by the end of it, the women, it was with Legendary Women, they asked if I would come and write for them about games. So I did that for a little while, yeah, which was really super cool. But what really kind of kicked it off was I watched an episode of Girls Game Shelf. And I was like, I'm going to shoot my shot and I'm going to email that lady and see if she wants me to interview her. So, nice. And
yeah, Kiki, shout out to Kiki, right? Yeah. I got a couple of comments here. It looks like, sounds like Anne must be really good at deduction games. And I wonder how she likes Planet of X. Yeah, I mean, I'm horrible at deduction games, but do you like deduction games?
I adore deduction games. Search for Planet X actually was one of the first things I ever got to do a how-to for. And cool. Yeah, absolutely a favorite. So
yeah, so good. I'm so bad at them, but I mean, I enjoy them. I know, like in real life, if I was a detective, the bad guys or bad girls would always get away. I would be a miserable detective. So yeah, so Girls Game Shelf, you took your shot. I'm thinking my shot. Like I just watched Hamilton, and that song has been going through my head this entire week. So shout out to Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh my God, if you watch, dude.
I know if he watched, yeah, I'm sure he's watching right now. Lin-Manuel, we're big fans of yours. So Girls Game Shelf. So you get involved with it, and then you eventually take over, or I don't know how. I don't know if you bought it or took over, but you're the one running it now. That's how I am.
Yeah. So Kiki and I, in addition to having the business partnership, are friends. And earlier this year, Kiki loves being a mom, and she has 3 small children. So like 2, 4, and 5. And Girls Game Shelf has gotten quite large, and there's a lot of things involved with that. And she decided that it was really kind of time that you only have kids that are small once.
Yep.
And she wanted the opportunity to get to focus on that. And I have 3, but they're in college. So I have the time to work on it. And, and she's still around behind the scenes doing a few things here and there. And she's got a few videos that she's completing. But we just kind of decided it was a good time for that kind of transition, especially as the quarantines were starting. Her kids needed more attention. The channel was kind of exploding a lot because we're doing so much more with the stay-at-home stuff. So I miss her desperately, but we still text all the time about stuff that's going on. Just, she sends me pictures of her giant zucchinis that she's growing now.
Yeah, she's just like full on gardening and everything. And, she's such a great lady, and she's really, she's super talented, obviously. And, I've, hung out with her. Met her at conventions, hung out, and she's just so genuinely nice. And I love the fact that, she did take that time she's stepping back to enjoy her children. And, if our daughter wasn't in college, I don't think I'd be doing all this stuff either, but 100%. Luckily I have, them, Michelle and Lauren, to play games with me and live stream. So that's one thing they get from when they're a little older, right?
Oh, absolutely. Several of the things that I'm going to talk about today, like I've roped the boys into like, hey, we should do family game night. You're going to do a family game night. Go to the table.
Yes. Amanda Pan says, I love Kiki. Yeah, we all heart Kiki. Yeah, yes, Kiki, shout out to you. Anna Maria, so yeah, thank you for sharing your journey into gaming with us. I really appreciate it. You're doing all the great things at Girls Game Shelf, but we are not done yet. We are going to talk games now.
Yay.
So friends, we are going to talk about our top 3 stay-at-home games, and I'm going to just jump right into it. I'm going to talk about some honorable mentions. So we're going to talk about our top 3. If you have some games, folks, please drop them in the chat, and we'll discuss them as they come up. My first 2 honorable mentions are Blank Slate and Ship Shape. So I'll start with Ship Shape. This one, I totally felt like it flew under the radar last year. For whatever reason, it didn't really, I don't know. I felt like it should have been huge. And I know it won. So full disclosure, I'm on the American Tabletop Awards committee, and we awarded it our best casual game winner. And Was it Casual or Shoot? Now I forgot. Anyways, I should know these things. It's a wonderful game by Rob Daviau. And have you? I don't know. Have you played it, Anna Maria?
I don't. As a matter of fact, as soon as you showed me the cover, it's on my shelf of games I need to review in the next month.
Yeah,
so it's good to hear that I'm going to like it.
It's so good. It's wonderful because it seriously takes maybe 5 minutes to learn and 20 minutes to play, and every single decision in that game is tough because you're trying to figure out where you're going to place your little cargo hold, and you want to collect the right number of resources. But some of them, there's 3 different resources: cannons, contraband, and rats. So you want to cover up the rats, you want to get a lot of contraband but not too much, and then you want to have the most cannons. So it's like this really neat balancing act over 3 turns per round, over 3 rounds in it. I've never played a game that's taken longer than 20 minutes, but it's absolutely wonderful. Awesome. Wonderful game. We played a lot here during the stay-at-home times. And speaking of staying at home, Blank Slate from the Op. Ship Shapes from Calliope. Blank Slates from the Op. The Op, we played a lot with our friends and family over Zoom. And, you know, we all, during these times, you're staying at home, we're all staying connected via the internet, and Blank Slate is super easy. It's basically a word game with Dixit-style scoring, and it takes maybe 20, 30 minutes at most. It's wonderful. Have you played that one, Anna Maria?
I have not. I've got a lot of stuff recently from the Op, but so it's a word game.
Yeah. So you're basically, there's every single clue card has a blank line, blank slate there, and then a word. And so it could be like blank food. And then everyone takes their little pad, and we write one word to fill in that blank. So food, maybe I say fast food. You say maybe
superfood or something like that.
Yeah, superfood or Mexican food or whatever. We all reveal at the same time. And if you match with exactly one person, you each get 3 points. If you match with 2 more people, all those people get 1 point. And then if you match with no one, you get 0. So it's sort of got that Dixit style where you want to match with exactly one person and not too many. So yeah, it's wonderful. We love it. Everyone that we've played it with loves it. It's great with families because the kids dig it, and we have a great time with that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So those are my honorable mentions, and let's go to your honorable mentions, Anna Maria.
Let's see. I gotta sort from the stack here.
Okay.
I think
no worries.
One of them was Herbaceous Sprouts.
Yay!
Yes. All right. Full disclosure for me, I do work for Pencil First, but this came out before I started working for them. So
perfect.
This I like Herbaceous, and I like how easy it is to travel around with Herbaceous, but adding the dice mechanic into this one provided so many more interesting choices that you could make with. You're still doing a little bit of set collection, but also you're trying to figure out like what space do you want to take this space. I feel like you can play this one naughty or nice, right? You can be like, oh, you're about to get that space, now it's mine. Or you can be like, no, it's fine. You can have that because I'm going to take this over here instead. And either way, I think you still have a really, really good time with it. So yeah, nice. I love this one. And it's really quick too. I think it takes, once you have it set up, like 15, 20 minutes for 2 players, if you can just snap this one right out. So
cool.
Plus it's got Beth Sobel art, and I mean, I die for what she does. It's so pretty.
Same. I love Herbaceous, but I have not played Sprouts yet, so I'm really curious about that one. Does it have a solo mode as well?
It does, yeah. So, and there's even at 2 players, there's a mechanic for Automata that kind of disrupts your play as well. So sometimes that's what you're playing against.
Nice.
Is you don't want the weeds pop up is what happens, and then the flower spaces are filled. So
cool.
Yeah, it's really neat.
That's definitely on my list. I'd love to play that. And you have one more honorable mention.
I do.
All right.
It's a big boy. Yeah. Man, I love this game so much.
Same.
I think this lit a fire under me about how theme can bring people into our community. I think there are games that, I mean, are perfectly fine, but don't reach out and make people think, oh, that's really interesting. I have to try it now, right? And especially when there's a lot of things that have very similar themes. And this one brought so many new people in who are willing to. This is not an easy game, you know. Right. This is something that's a little bit more difficult. But you had tons and tons of people who were motivated to give it a go because they were just so influenced by birds. So
right, yeah. I agree. This one, when it came out earlier this year, You know, I passed a chance to buy it early last year, and I was like, a game about birds. I mean, I love Stonemaier, but I was like, whatever. And then when I played it, I was like, oh, big mistake. I love Wingspan. It's so good. And yeah, I think what you said about that game bringing in like mainstream audiences to the hobby, it's a huge factor. And you know, the more the better. I mean, I want more people to play with, you know.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
great choices.
100%.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, awesome. So let's move on to the official list, our top 3 stay-at-home games. Dun, 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 dun. I'll start as well. Let's go with my number 3, which is Abandon All Artichokes. This game just came out this year from Emma Larkins. We were just talking about her, and it is a wonderful Gamewright style, like Sushi Go, that typical, or that weight of like family game. But this is a deck building game, but I guess they came up with a term called deck wrecking, which I think is probably a little more apropos, right? Because you're trying to, you know, you build your deck, but you're trying to get rid of all the artichokes. And when you finally draw a hand without artichokes, you've abandoned them all and you've won. It's now my go-to to teach the deck building mechanism to new gamers and friends and family. But I know you're a fan as well, correct?
I love it. I love the art. I love the idea that she started with that alliterative title, and that's where, like, so Emma will tell you, she came up with the title and then made a game around it, and that just really
right. I mean, that's amazing that someone could let's just come up with titles of games, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to start making a game about this," and it turned out to be this amazing card game. And again, it's light on the lighter end, maybe like 15 minutes at most, and super easy to teach. Yeah, big fan of Abandon Artichokes. We got some comments in chat here. I haven't tried Sprouts either. Want to try it for so long. Love the cute illustrations about artichokes. Yes. And yeah. All right. So, Anna Maria, your number 3. Let me get this off here.
Oh.
Number 3. Oh, yeah.
Mine's old school.
Yeah. I love it.
It's Cribbage.
Cribbage. Yes.
I used to play this with my grandparents, so this has a lot of nostalgia for me. But game nights in my family when I was a child were kind of a big deal because everybody played. And you played Pinochle, or you played dominoes, or you played something. Cribbage was something they played a lot. So I hadn't played in years and years. My partner had never played. So it was as good a time as any. So I'm even going to show you the inside. We've been notching the amount of plays that we've had.
Oh, wow.
Since we started going. And I was ahead by like 15, but Ben's actually caught up quite a bit. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So this has just been a lot of fun to kind of revisit that and then bring it forward. And every time I play it, I also think, you know what else has this mechanic? And it's some modern game. So I'm like, oh, that would be good if someone says, I like cribbage, then I would suggest this game. So this has seen a lot of, we've actually there's 2 decks in here and one of them's completely worn out. We played so much. So
oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm new to the cribbage game. I just started, learned it like mid last year, and I just got an app and teach myself, and I started playing, and I fell in love with it. I was like, wow, I wish I would have been playing this game for like 20 years. It's one of those, it's a classic for a reason. I know there's a bunch of cribbage fans in chat. I see Grant from Meepleville Cafe. Shout out to you, my friend.
Oh, nice.
See Ross. Hi, Ross. And my friend and co-host on Board in East LA, Book of Nerds, aka John Gonzalez. One of his gaming goals this year is to play cribbage every day this year, and him and his wife had done it so far. We're into like shout out to John.
Keep track, and then you can be sassy about it towards the end. So,
nice, awesome. I love it. Yeah, I need to play more cribbage. Fantastic game. So number 2 stay-at-home game for me is this one. Also came out this year. It's Stellar from Renegade Game Studios. This is a 2-player card game. It's got a couple of different things going on. The mechanism is you're drawing 2 cards. You're going to play one into your tableau, whether it's your notebook or the other tableau, which is your telescope. And both of these score differently. The telescope is mainly area control, and then the notebook is set collection. So you have the whole premise is you're looking up in the sky with your telescope and look at the celestial bodies, the asteroids and satellites and whatnot, and you're scoring points based on what you're collecting. What I love about it, it reminds me a little bit of Arboretum, where every turn you get 2 cards and you have to do something with them, and it's never what you want to do exactly, you know, and it's like it forces you to make these agonizing decisions like, oh, I gotta go here or I gotta go there. So yeah, that's stellar. That's my number 2 stay-at-home game. Michelle and I instantly loved it. I love the theme. I'm sort of a sci-fi science nerd, but yeah, that game is just wonderful.
That's fantastic. I love Arboretum for that choice, because you either want both or you don't want either. So
yeah,
like,
yeah, we call that my friend Mike Risley, who does the 5 by podcast. We call it murder trees, because
we call it mean trees.
Mean trees.
So
okay,
messy.
yeah, same thing, right? It's so brutal.
It's gorgeous, but oh my gosh, someone will cry by the end.
Yeah, seriously, you can be totally mean. Got some hey, Bazanator says top 3 shorter games, or top 3 just top 3 in general stay-at-home games that we really find getting to the table a lot during stay at home. Steph Raccoon says love oh, hi Steph. Granddad told me when I was around 8 years old. Yes, nice. Yeah. And Joel, yes, Murder Trees. Always a good game. So that's my number 2 stay-at-home game. Let's move on to Anna Maria's.
All right. Mine's a little bit different. Where is it? It's over here.
I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, Incognito. So we were just talking about deduction games. This is a super fun deduction game where it's kind of spy versus spy. So each player controls 4 little spies in Venice. They're all masked. And through the course of the game, you're trying to figure out who everyone else on the table is, which one of those other people is your partner. And then you have to figure out what mission you have in common and try and go and complete it. So you've got this whole multi-layered deduction going on. And the kicker is, if you guess wrong, the other team wins. So at the end of the game, if you think you know who your partner is and you think you've completed the mission, you like stick your hand out and you go mission complete. And if the other person does not shake your hand, then everyone else at the table celebrates because they won.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That sounds really cool.
It is really neat. And it is another like Clue on steroids kind of game, because you do have a little chart, and the way the cards are handed out, it kind of ends up becoming like similar to like Planet X or something, where it's a logic puzzle, where if I know that you are not this spy or that spy, then I can assume that you must be this spy or whatever. There's a lot that goes into it.
Interesting. Yeah.
And usually my partner and I, so during the quarantine times, it's been my partner, myself, and our 2 college age boys. And usually my partner and I can't be on the same team because the boys have been kicking our butt in that one, because we do make these logic leaps, and then they're just ticking their thing away, and they do just fine. So yeah, even though we're getting wrecked, I love that one. Plus the little meeples. I want to see if I can pull one out real quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because
how old is this game, by the way, Anna Marie? Because before we come on air, I talked about how I didn't know anything about this game.
Gosh, see, I don't really even know, because this isn't one I've played for a long time. We just happened to pick it up because somebody was like, "Ooh, that's out of print." So this is actually you don't roll dice. There are marbles in here that'll tell you what your turn are. And then the pieces all are little masked folks that run around the board.
Nice.
And different shapes and colors and stuff. So it's really cool. Yeah.
Book of Nerds he says that it came out in 1988 according to BGG. So this is an older game. Wow. Nice.
Wow.
I totally So that fits into the whole you like deduction games, so this definitely fits into it's in your wheelhouse, obviously. That's great. Awesome. So I've learned something new. I always learn something new on this show. So Incognito. We're going to move on to our number 1s now, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you again for joining us, friends. This is Top 3 at 3. I'm with my special guest, Anna Maria Jackson Phelps of Girls Game Shelf. We're doing our top 3 stay-at-home games, and our number 1, drumroll, my number 1 is Paperback. This is one of my favorite word games. I absolutely love it. And Michelle and I and Lauren and I and our friends and family, anytime we bust it out, it's a great time. We're all word game fans in our house, and Paperback to me is my favorite because it combines Scrabble with Dominion. It's a deck building word game, and best of all, there's a couple of different variants that come in the box that you can play with. And silly me, I didn't even know about the solo variant until like last year. I'm like, wait, I've had this game this whole time and I could play it cooperatively and solo. Like, oh, so that just, you know, now that we're staying at home, being safe, you know, and doing the physical distancing thing, Paperback is a wonderful game, at least for me and my family. So that's my number one. It's Paperback. Did I put it up here? Yeah, there it is.
I love that game too. That's a great game.
Yeah. Love it so much.
I don't know that Powers Games honestly has made one that I haven't been like, yes.
Yeah, right. So, I got to be honest though, and I think Sabotage I didn't like it as much as I thought I would like it. Yeah, for whatever reason.
I think I still like Burgle Brothers a little better than it, but I like it too. So
yeah, they make quality games there.
Yeah, they really do.
Okay, and Maria, let's talk about your number one, and I'm really excited about this one.
It's Cartographers.
Yeah.
This is like my quarantine game for real because as things started to shut down here, I was looking for things online to do, and regarding board games. And Dave and Ilka Luza were starting to do their daily playthroughs. So, and if you're not familiar with their channel, you can go onto their Twitch stream at 4 Eastern every day and play a game with them, sort of like Royal does with his family. So, so yeah, I just showed up one day. They were like, print out a sheet and you can play this game along with us. And by the time the game was finished, I'd already sent an email to Thunderworks and was like, hey, I need a copy of this game. So, and we play this a ton on the Girls Game Shelf streams, but then I just play it a ton at home because it's got, for a roll and write, it's got some interesting little, or flip and write, some neat little twists where you can mess around with the people who are next to you. You know, there's just a lot going on in that one, and I love it. I also like to color in everything in colored pencil to make it pretty. So
yeah, that's Michelle too. Michelle totally taught me how to do the whole colored pencil thing. I love it. It's so nice. And you're right. I totally agree. It takes flip and writes to that next level of, like, you know, you actually have like real player interaction. You know, when those, I think it's the ambushes show up, you have to pass your sheet over and they're going to write monsters on there, and those monsters take away points from you. I love
so raging. You're just
yes. And yeah, full disclosure, I had Cartographers. It was like right outside my list. I was going to put it in, but I decided to go with Blank Slate instead. Fantastic game. So yeah, friends, these are the games that we're just enjoying the heck out of these days during, you know, stay at home and physical distancing. And you know, we love them because we get to play them. You know, there's a lot of games that I can't play right now just for whatever reasons, you know, and these are the ones that we go to, and yeah, they're fun. Please check them out if you can. I'm going to put up this here. If y'all don't know, Anna Maria and friends are at girlsgameshelf.com. Please visit them. There's also, you have a Facebook community. You know what? Instead of me blabbing on about it, please, Anna Maria, take it away. Talk about Girls Game Shelf.
So if you haven't checked us out, like, we do content of just about on every platform now. So we do videos, we have a blog, there may be a podcast in our future. Nice. Yeah, but and you can find us on all over Facebook and Twitter, and really across all social media at Girls Game Shelf. So we've got a really nice Instagram, I like to think, too. And yeah, we're doing lots of fun things, and I have an amazing group of ladies that I get to work with every single day that just blow my mind between creativity and just like the cool stuff that they can all do. And it's a blessing to get to like work with them. It's really, really cool. So yes. I dig it.
Agreed. Yeah, you are all doing some amazing work over there. So please keep it up. And Anna Maria, I want to thank you for taking the time out to hang out with me today and talk about games and share your journey into gaming. I truly, truly appreciate it. And you inspire me, seriously. God's honest truth. You inspire me with how hard you work and all the things you put out. It's very welcoming and inclusive, and I'm just honored to be here with you talking about games. So thank you so much.
You know, I know I said before we got on, but I was like fangirling when you asked me. I was like, well, that's me. So I mean, I have been watching you and your family play together is just so chill. That's, you know, when I can get on just before dinner and just watch y'all play, I'm just like, this is just hanging out with friends and playing the game. And it's so, oh my gosh. And when y'all did Telestrations the other day, I laughed so hard. I had tears rolling down my face.
We had a good time with that game. That was so much fun. I hope you got a copy of that. Did you get a copy of Upside Drawn from the
I have not yet. It is on my list of things to pick up. So
yeah, it's so.
Speaking of things I picked up, remember we were talking before we came on? I got a box.
Oh my gosh, nice. Right? Folks, yeah, we were just talking about Fort. I'm so excited. Now, did you play, I'm sorry to keep you a little longer here. Did you play SPQF, the game that it's based on?
No, I have not.
Okay, a friend of mine got it. He kickstarted the whole deluxe thing, and it was a wonderful game, but it was like, I felt like it was a little clunky, and from what I hear, Fort fixes all the clunkiness. And like in the original game, it was really tough to see the icons and like figure how they work together. But looking at Fort, just what I've seen, it makes it look so accessible, and I'm so excited because it was a wonderful game.
Yeah,
so, I can't believe you got it. That's awesome.
I know I'm gonna pop it open after we get off stream. So
yeah. Okay, so let's get off stream so you can go play games. Friends out there in chat, thank you. I want to thank Amanda Panda for moderating. I want to thank everyone. Please take time, chill today, stay safe, go play some games. And thank you for joining me and Anne Marie as we talk about our top 3 stay-at-home games. I will be back on later tonight at 7:30 Pacific with my with actually just Michelle tonight. Lauren's doing her thing. Michelle and I are going to play Azul Summer Pavilion. So I'm looking forward to that. I need to go learn it so we can play it. But on behalf of Anna Maria, I want to thank everyone, and we will see you later. Take care, everybody. Bye.